This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I'm your host, Airsoft Al, and today we are taking a look at one of Johnny Boy 11's newest fanfictions, which of course is the Indomitable Soul, a Ruby X Star Wars The Mandalorian crossover. Now, not the Mandalorian in what you think, but in this case, it's a Mandalorian clan that escapes the Purge. And the story is actually pretty good. Not only that, but we also see his take on Mandalorian culture, and so far, did really good. The pronunciations were right. Well, I can't pronounce Mando for shit, but what I will say is that he did do it pretty good, and even the spelling as well. And I am happy that he has gone as close to lore as he could with Mandalorian culture, be it with the younglings, the foundlings, or anything else of that nature. Even the Forge Mother is there as well, and I love it. This story is really good, but you're probably asking, why am I enjoying this, and why should you consider it? Well, here's how the story begins, and I won't go into spoilers, but I will say this. The introduction of the Mandalorians are 6 mandos in themselves, and each one being their own unique style. They come to a village in Valco, which of course is that big desert planet, that big desert continent, which makes Iraq look tame by comparison, or just the Middle East in general, and is, like I said, Remnant's version of the Middle East, if not more tamed, or at least comparing into the Middle East in our world's tamed by comparison because of the banditry, the terrorism, all that good heavy jazz. But either way, though, so the Mandalorians actually come and save this village from a grim attack. The village leader sadly losing her husband and leaving their child without a father. The Mandalorians do save them, and when they learn about their culture a little bit, the Mandalorian chief, or at least the leader of the Mandalorians themselves, of this clan, which is only down to them, basically says that they would happily have them because they fought. They didn't try to run away, they didn't try to cower, they fought like true Mandalorians. They stood and fought and died on their feet. That is high praise coming from a Mandalorian because if anyone ever has learned about the Mandos, they know that Mandos are a very much so warrior culture. It is a huge thing when it comes to Star Wars lore, is that Mandalorians, through and through, are warriors. They will never be pacifists to a degree. And again, I love Mandalorians, I really do. From the armor to the weapons to the fucking awesome jetpack, Mandos are awesome. So, yeah, after the first chapter, we actually see the village and the Mandos actually bond a little bit. We actually see how much change that these Mandalorians can bring to Remnant. A big one that I can see going forward is that if they do create their clan out of this village and start introducing them to Mandalorian culture, I can see that really start to kick in. And Valco, being a very much so lawless territory, are going to want to have the Mandalorian services, be it as bodyguards, be it as bounty hunters, or anything else in between, even straight up mercenaries. The Mandos are going to do what they do best and fight. And they are going to create hella warriors. With the foundlings, of course, and the younglings, definitely going to be inducted into the Mandalorian culture. Now, I don't know where this takes place on the Ruby timeline in terms of, start or finish, if it's taking place well before the first season, I can see Johnny Boy setting these Mandalorians up as a sort of counter to the Hunters and Huntresses, where there's this new player in town between Oz and Salem. As I said, after Season 1, that's where things are going to really start to kick in, but I would very much so recommend it being before Season 1, or at least take place well before the events of the Ruby show, because that way he could establish the presence of the Mandalorians and have their reputation be built. If such reputation is built, then Raven, of course, yes, we know Raven, not the later season Raven, Season 1 Raven, unless he wants to use the later incarnations of Raven, will probably try to challenge the Mandalorians, because her philosophy is that the strong rule while the weak die. With the Mandalorians' case, it's not that the strong rule, it is that the strong fight while they protect the weak, in a sense. Each Mando clan is kind of different and has their own creed, their own code, so in a way, each one is different. So I'm not an expert in Mandalorian. I just love the Mandalores. I just love the Star Wars lore around it. So don't try to hold me to that, ladies and gentlemen. Don't try to hold me to that. But the way I can see this happening with Raven being, of course, the downfall, the Mandos being her downfall, is that I could see her try to puff out her chest, try to be beefy, try to be the biggest, meanest son of a bitch on the street. And then the Mandalorians come up here and bitch slap her. That is the only way that can end, is because, again, Mandos don't play around. Be it semblances or anything of that nature, yeah, no, Mandalorians do not play. You do stupid shit. You do stupid shit, win stupid prizes. That's exactly what's going to happen, Raven. The big thing with Ozpin, though, I can see, is Ozpin trying to come and recruit the Mandalorians. And, of course, the Mandos, not wanting to be controlled, politely saying, fuck off. Salem doing the same thing, and Mandos, once again, politely saying, fuck off. Now, when it comes to Atlas, this is where things are going to get really, really complicated, because if played right, the Mandalorians could either be a ally to Atlas, or if the Council and Jacques Schnee do anything stupid, which, let's face it, they will immediately have a fucking war on their hands. And a war that is going to not exactly go well for them. Because the Mandalorians have a ship. That ship, if they get it fixed up, can go into orbit and fucking orbitally bombard them. And there's another element right there, is ships. Because if they do somehow find a way to contact other Mandalorian clans that are on the run from the Purge, they could get more Mandos to this planet. And with the influx of Mandalorians and technology, this small village that they're in could explode into a modern, by Star Wars standards, city that could very well be the capital of a Mandalorian clans. And or them actually take over Valco and immediately rename it to a Mandalorian name and immediately create a Mandalorian nation. A nation of the strong protecting the weak. A nation of warriors. A nation that nobody fucks with. And even then, that's going to cause Ozpin to go start sweating bullets and start tugging on his collar, because as soon as they take out that academy, or at least they take out the academy there, and they find the artifact there, that's going to cause a whole lot more problems and cause so much more stuff. It really will. It really, really will. Oh, boy. Either way, though, all in all, I do find this story entertaining. I do love it. Again, it is actually really good. And much like before, you will find this fan fiction in the pinned comment down below. And if you will, ladies and gentlemen, consider supporting the channel and what we do via the PayPal link down below. It's folks like you that make these videos possible, and what I do possible, and my ever-growing Fallout addiction. And would you kindly consider joining me in the Discord server that I'm in, along with many other fanfiction authors? and chat up, have fun, send in your fanfiction requests, because if you try to do it in the comment section, YouTube will remove them. I don't know why, I wish I did, but it happens. Anyway, though, thank you all so very much for watching. As always, I've been Airsoft Al, and I will see you lovely, lovely people in the next video. Till next time, later.